Okay, I think we are live. Hello, Miss
Right.
Penny. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to be here with you today. And I'm excited for anyone that is able to come and listen to us chit chat. We're going to have some coffee and conversation today. I can't wait to introduce you guys to Penny, or I'm happy to introduce you all to Penny because she has had first of all, she's an incredible woman. Love
Okay.
this woman's beauty, her inner beauty, her heart, her faith. But also, she's a super boss babe as well and has had an
Mhm.
incredible career. So I'm excited to be here with you, Penny. Thank you for joining me this morning.
Well, I really appreciate you having me. It's an honor, and I'm super excited to chat with you.
I want to make sure that we're actually live because
Okay.
that is a thing to make
Okay.
sure that we actually are. So I
Okay.
I show
Phone.
that we absolutely are live, okay?
Okay.
And if you want to share, I'm going to share this as well. Um,
Okay.
I'm gonna,
All right. Let's see if I can share it. I'll put it on my page.
yeah,
Okay. I will do it.
there. And I'm going to get over here and I want to share this with our team. Okay, just 2 seconds. Technology. And
Yes,
I
I
think
do.
there was an issue yesterday with Facebook. I don't know if you saw that, but there
I,
was an issue with Facebook. Um,
I didn't see it. Maybe I just thought it was me. That
right,
might
exactly. Okay, well, give me a second because there is my phone isn't cooperating. So I want to
That's
share
okay.
this. If you join us live today, then put live in the comments. I am going to be just for funsies because we get so much free jewelry. I
Mhm.
why don't we give one lucky commenter some jewelry, Penny? Why
Oh
don't
wow,
we
I
give
love
some
that.
sparkle?
That is fabulous. I always love getting something sparkly. Makes
I know.
everybody's day better.
I know. Likewise. Likewise, likewise. And let me share this one more place. Sorry, it's sometimes the
That's
technology
okay.
works well. We do jewelry really well. We don't always do technology really well.
You
um,
know, you're doing great.
but we do our best, right? Um,
Yes.
well, I'm excited to be here today with you to chat a little bit about you and your experience and your story, because in this business, and you probably agree, we do jewelry, we do sparkle, we share light with other people, but all of us are so different and our stories are so unique. And I always get inspired with the stories behind
Me too.
the sparkle, right? The stories behind
Yes.
the sparkle, the stories behind the person that is sharing love and light with others and chooses to do it with a sparkly little easily giftable item with as jewelry. But
Yes.
there's always a story and there's past experiences. And I think your story is really inspirational. So thank
Mhm.
you, thank you, thank you for being here. Let me share just a couple of things about Penny. And then Penny, I want you just to kind of share a little bit about, your background. So
Okay. Sure.
Penny and I were introduced to each other here in the last, how long have you been at Park Lane now?
I started actually my launch party was July 27th.
Okay, I thought it was this summer, but
Mm-hmm.
I have
July
a
27th.
teenage dancer, and so I
Your life is
sometimes I think
busy.
it's 2 weeks and it's been 4 months.
Yes.
Sometimes I think it's 4 months and it's like, that was only 2 weeks ago.
I
So yeah,
know.
that's right. It was this summer. And Penny was joined her friend Melissa in this business. They had worked together previously, and she'll tell a little bit about her story. But what I have seen with Penny and had the honor of working with Penny over the last few months is that her heart is one of the biggest that I've ever seen. And
Very
she is
kind.
a servant leader, and she is someone that just really loves to help bless other people's lives. And so I'm really excited for those of you that are here to listen today. And just for those that have joined us, we're going to be giving away some sparkle to one lucky person that comments. So if you join us live, put live in the comments. If you watch the replay, put a replay in the comments. But
Yeah.
Penny, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about your background in direct sales. Okay.
Sure.
Because I think it's really inspiring and fun to listen to.
Well, thank you, Allie, so much for your time. And it's just a joy to work with you and your sisters. And I'll give you some quick background. I can't believe that I'm saying this, but I am starting my 35th year in direct sales. I'm only 45, so I don't even know how that happens. But I'm just kidding. Just kidding. But I started when my kids were 2, 4, 5.5. So I say that I can really relate to everybody through every season that you're going through. Now to an empty nest. Okay. And so I had never sold anything. I had a need to stay home with those babies. That was my number one goal. And I actually got introduced to a jewelry company that way. And I wound up being with them 30 years. I couldn't even believe it because I was not a jewelry person. Now I love clothes and I love shoes and I love makeup, but jewelry was just not my thing. You know what I've grown to learn in all these years of doing this? There's two reasons why ladies don't wear jewelry. One, they don't know how, and we're very insecure about not looking confident. And then we're not confident, so we leave it off. Or two, they don't have the money. And I fell into both categories. So I just didn't wear it that much. Pearls on Sunday, and that was about it. But I grew to love it. And when I found out that earrings can make you look 10 pounds thinner, 3 inches taller, and 10 years younger in some cases, I'm like, okay, sign me up. And so now I won't leave the house without earrings because it actually does so much for you. But you know what it really does? It makes you feel pretty. And I don't know a girl that doesn't want to feel pretty. So I started in this journey and it was such a blessing. You know, people, I think sometimes this direct sell space gets a lot of people sometimes look at it as it's not a big deal. It is a big deal. When I can tell you that I was able to put 3 kids through private school, put 3 kids through college, totally debt free, no student loans. They came out in life doing very well because of a little jewelry business. And it's phenomenal. Well, what happened was I was asked to come in and be a part of the company that I was with. I became the director of field marketing. And when our co-founder passed away, and I absolutely adored that job because it allowed me to work with all of our field reps, train them. I had a wide job from product development to doing the catalog to training them. And then, things things come in and new leadership comes in and things change a little bit. I segued out, but I still could not let go of it. I remained a rep with them, and because I just loved it. It was like my family. That's what's so neat about this space. They become more than just a business. You become a community, a family. And I started into real estate. I had a great real estate business. And then in 2021, my husband and I, we're from Alabama originally. We lived in Dallas, Fort Worth for almost 11 years. Part of my heart's still out there. I have 5 little grandbabies, and my son and my daughter-in-law are there in Fort Worth. And so, but we moved to the beach. We're thinking, where do we want to live? And when I got there, this is a part of the story that I really want to tell some of the ladies that are 50 and above. Mm-hmm. Because there's a huge group of ladies out there that might be feeling just like I did. I got there and I could go to the beach every day, but I realized I didn't really have anybody to go to the beach with, and it sure wasn't near as fun. And I was just getting my real estate business up and rolling. And my mom mentioned to me, of all people, Penny, you should check out Park Lane. You know, distantly I'd heard about Park Lane, but it really was never on my radar. So I did a little research. It was funny because nobody had really reached out to say, Penny, join me in Park Lane. So I contacted Park Lane. And you know what was so amazing? That Scott Levine, the president of Park Lane, actually spent about an hour talking to me. Mm-hmm. I was so impressed by that. And my heart was just really not really ready to dive in yet. And he told me this. He said, Penny, just come in and give us a try. Just try it on. Don't feel any pressure. Just try it on for a year. See if you like it. We have no expectations. And I thought, really? That's just amazing that he would say that. Well, I did come in and I tried it on and I loved the jewelry. I thought the company was great, but I didn't really dig in. I just, I was just kind of there. We were building a home, and then we wound up moving to our home where we're from in North Alabama, outside of Huntsville. And our parents are getting a little older and we need to be closer. And our girls are here. And what was so amazing, because I'm starting my real estate business all over again, which I enjoy, but I was running into people because I've been gone for 11 years almost. And I would run into people I know and they're like, Penny, are you still doing jewelry? And I'm like, no, because I didn't stay with Park Lane. It was just not that time. I just put it back on the shelf. And I had sampled other things. And that was a great thing because I'd sampled health and wellness. I sampled some products that I really love and I actually still use them. Great companies, nothing against them, but it just wasn't where I needed to be. So I decided, you know what, Penny, you need something in your life. And what has always been your connector? It was jewelry. And it connected me with the sweetest friends. And I miss the community so much. But I'm like, as every other person out there listening that has done something before thinks, should I do this? People are going to think you've tried everything in the world. What is she doing now? That was my thought. And I thought, you know what? If I go to a department store and I try on clothes and I have the salesperson come and help me, and after 5 pairs of clothes or jeans, they say, are you still trying on? Can you not make your mind up? No, what am I doing? I've got to find the right fit. The only way that you can find the right fit in clothing is to keep trying on, keep trying on. Mm-hmm. And so I'm so thankful that I tried on several different things, because in July, I decided I missed this. I'm coming back to this. And they were so gracious. In fact, Scott said, welcome home. And I'm like, oh my goodness. You know, I thought he could have said, oh, well, are you going to try this again? Are you really going to do it? But I knew that I was ready. I was ready. And you've been so gracious. And, you know, I reached out to my friend Melissa, which is a really sweet story. She was actually one of my leaders when I was with the other company. And it's been so fun to watch her soar. And so I reached out and I just said, hey, because I had investigated you girls. You don't know this. You and your sisters, I did a little investigating. And I knew that I love the Texas connection, because I can come out to Texas and get part of my trip as a business write-off, do shows out there with my friends, and then have you as my upline there. So that was one thing. But I loved your system. I thought it was brilliant. And Melissa told me that you were, that she had decided to partner with you guys. And that was my answer. And I just said, hey, would you mind me signing up under you? And I think she might have been a little surprised, but I'm so thankful that I've done it. And that's kind of it in a nutshell. And y'all have been so fun. And it's a wonderful system. And I knew I wanted to be a place that I was going to build a team, because I missed it. And I wanted to find a team that I already had the infrastructure in place, that I'm learning as well, that I could make sure that we're all learning together and have a good, solid foundation. And that's what I found.
Well, thank you for sharing that. I just love your story. Okay, so there was so much in there. I just actually made a couple of notes of like, okay, I got to ask her about that. Okay, I need to ask about that, because if I have the questions, other people have the questions too.
Sure.
So, well, first of all, 35 years. I was telling Penny before we jumped on that when I first joined Parkland, so I had another jewelry business, as you know, for 10 years before I partnered with Park Lane. And I remember speaking with not Scott Levine, the CEO, but I spoke with Kathy Cassidy. She's one of the national directors. And I remember getting the first phone call from her. It was kind of like the end of the day. You know, I had a 8-year-old at that moment, which I'm still tired at the end of the day, but you know how it is, right? I only have one, you had 3. I don't know how people do it, but you know, we all do our own busy. So I'm kind of like laying down on the couch, kind of at the end of the day, like just brain tired. And I get this phone call from Kathy. And I remember, you know, she's like, I'd love to share with you. And I said, okay. And so we set up a time to talk. And she said, do you have any questions for me? And my question to her was, well, I should probably have questions, right? I thought, well, where are you located? And she said, well, I'm in upstate New York. She said, but I live with the home office. I work remote. And I said, okay. Well, how long have you been with Park Lane? Because I knew I had been with a startup for 10 years. And I knew that if for some reason I felt like whatever whatever the answer to the question would be, it would tell me something about the company, because I had been with that company for 10 years, which was a long time. But I also had some that had come and gone and moved on to other things. And when she said 35 years, it hit me like a ton of bricks. I didn't know that there was any company out there that would be good enough to stay for 35 years. And it hit me with a ton of bricks. And when you shared with me this morning that you have been in this business for 35 years, what that tells me is you know something. You have so much experience to where you really do have an incredible perspective. And you, having worked in a corporate position with your past company, you have this incredible perspective. It's such an educated decision that you made to come back to Park Lane, that I just knew that people would want to hear details about that. So not only do you have that, I want to brag on you for a second, and then I want to ask a couple questions just to expand. First of all, you guys, since Penny has been back here, she just secured her second trip to Amsterdam. And so she earned her first trip to Amsterdam, I don't know, in the maybe 4 weeks ago, let's say. But again, 4 weeks, it could be 2 months in my brain, but about 4 weeks ago. And then she secured up a free trip for her husband. I'm assuming you're taking your husband.
Yes, I am. I told him to go.
He's the lucky guy that gets to come. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
And she's also very like a hop, skip, and a jump away from securing your A-list, which is essentially a side, as my teenager says, a side quest over to Brussels for the day. Yeah. So that has been done. You've done that in such a short period of time. And I just want to say congratulations.
Well, thank you. I appreciate your encouragement and help.
Well, you've really done this on your own. And so because of your experience, you knew what to come in and do. And that's what starting from experience actually does for someone. But then also you have grown your team. What is the team's, how many ladies do you have on your team so far? Because I know you have goals.
Well, I think we're right at 21. We've got more coming. And, but thanks to you guys, seriously, I knew that I wanted to partner somewhere that, because I'm learning, I'm just a step or two ahead of them because they're joining with me. I'm like, okay, girls, we're going to learn this together. Yep. And y'all make it so easy because I'm a system girl and y'all have a wonderful system in place. And that's what's so fun. I just had a call with them last night and they're just amazing. And what is so fun is we have all different ages. And right now, I'll give you a little scoop because I want ladies over 50. I really want to say this because I started in my 20s. Okay. And we're attracting ladies of different ages, but my number one retailer right now is 71. Wow. And I love that so much because I think women get to the place in their life, which I kind of was. I'm like, what am I going to do? My husband said, take off. Don't do anything. Enjoy. You've worked hard all these years. Don't do real estate. Don't do jewelry. Just have fun. And I'm like, you know what? What am I going to do? Because that's fun to me. That's fun. I love connecting with women. I love helping them develop their business and whatever they want. That's what success is. And finally, he came to me. He said, Penny, you're never a depressed person ever. He said, well, I think you're a little depressed. I think you need to go back to work because obviously I can't just take care of you and you just enjoy doing nothing. I'm like, I know. That's just how God made me. So it's fun to be back. It really is.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about your experience that you have. So tell me so far, what has been like one of your biggest surprises coming back to Park Lane and then coming back to jewelry? And you do have some experience of being with another company for a long period of time, which you loved. But there is, like myself, there is a comparison point, right? So tell me some of the biggest surprises that you have so far coming back to Park Lane and rebuilding. Is there anything that's like, okay, this is different?
Yes, it is, because I was so committed to the company that I love so much. And I love the founders so much, and I wanted to go to Brussels because I really wanted to get to know the Levine family because I think their story is just amazing. But I came back in here and I dug in. I'm like, okay, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. This is it. I'm not doing another thing. This is it. And I have a huge appreciation for how brilliant this marketing is and the infrastructure of help for us as reps. And if you've ever had an entrepreneur spirit and you ever wanted to open your own business, you don't need to look any further, because right here they invest so much back into the field, but also to our customers. The customer plan every day, 365 days a year. It's better than Black Friday. Our customers get to choose what sale items they want, and the generosity. And see, it was for me, I'm like, oh, nobody could ever beat the company that I'm with. And what I've really learned was I loved the heart of the company. I knew the business because I was on the inside too. And it was such a generous company. But Park Lane, I'm going to tell you, I don't know anybody who can beat their business plan. I'm just being honest.
Mm-hmm.
It's phenomenal. And the support, the generosity, the marketing plan, they give you everything you need to be successful. And again, successful is what do you want? Not, you don't have to win 2 trips to Amsterdam. I did that for me. I needed, if I was going to build a team, I needed to prove to them that I'm still relevant. I can still do it. I know what I've done for 35 years still works. And it does.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the things that is a big deal. When someone with experience like yours, or maybe not even, I didn't start with experience like yours, but having built a business like this in a previous life or in a recent life, right? I think one of the biggest things whenever a leader is thinking of changing partnerships, partnering with a different company than either the one they're currently with or one that they had years ago, right? Tell us a little bit about let me finish my story and then I'll ask you a question. So whenever I partnered with Park Lane in my own personal journey, I had been with this company for 10 years. It was a startup. It was really great for about 6 years, probably. But then changes started happening. More products came out outside of just jewelry. There was so much product. There was marketing plan changes. The reward systems were changing. And it was really becoming very complicated. And what I know for busy women, I don't care if you're a stay-at-home mom or if you're working another job outside of that, another employment outside of the the lifetime employment of being a mom, right?
Right.
Is that it needs to be simple and it needs to be fun.
Yes.
And the simplicity was kind of going away. And with my one and only experience that I had had with that, I didn't realize that it was getting more complicated. And that was actually contributing to people feeling like their side hustle or their part-time job that, their part-time business that they had built actually was bringing in less to their families. And it was causing people to be able to feel like they needed to go and find something else. We're going and finding second jobs or going and starting other businesses or going into other part-time jobs in order to kind of make up for what was kind of being taken away from their business. Their business was not, it was complicated and harder. So therefore it was not as fun. And so when I started with Park Lane, I myself kind of actually had lost a little bit of confidence in my own abilities to help people grow. But my lack of experience in the whole industry, I didn't know that it actually wasn't my abilities. Because if you've done it once, you can do it again and you can do it again and you can do it again. It's like serial entrepreneurs. They've done it once and they go do it multiple times because they're better each and every single time they go and do it. And so that experience, whenever I came into Park Lane, having the experience, it was like, my goodness, like I'm really good at this still. I have all of these, but it's because of that program that they have that recognizes past leadership experience. So tell a little bit about that, because we have that in common. We both came into Park Lane with our experience recognized. So tell us a little bit about what that was like.
Yeah. And let me say this as a segue. Don't let me forget this, Allie, but I do want to segue into this because I think there's probably ladies out there like myself that are saying, well, I did this in the past. This is who I was.
Mhm.
This is the level that I achieved. And so you kind of wear that as a badge of honor, but
Mhm.
it's really not who you were. It's about who you're becoming.
Mhm.
And so, people are like, so you're going to start as a rep all over again? And I'm like, yeah, I am. And you know why? Park Lane has what they call the direct to point program. And I love this about Park Lane. They say, hey, Allie, hey, Penny, we know you've worked hard and we want to honor that. And we want to give you credit for those years and levels that you've worked to accomplish. And we're going to start you there.
Mhm.
And so I'm like, wow, that is just amazing. And another great thing that I love so much that is when you reach a level with Park Lane, you never go backwards. You're never demoted. And I have been through that with seeing it in the field and then on the corporate side. Man, that's not good. That's not fun. And they really look out for you. And so I would encourage anybody that maybe you were somebody in the past and you've got the trophies and you've got the awards and they're great, but who are you becoming today?
Mhm.
Because that really doesn't matter. It's fun. And what we carry with us is the experience and the knowledge. And Park Lane has the perfect platform for you to start and be honored for all of that and bring that wisdom and start building again.
Yeah. Well, and that's what you've done. And that's what I did. And I really attribute the programs and the support and the investment from the company, like you started out in sharing, just the support and the programs, their marketing plan that they reinvest. This was kind of a fact that I was really surprised by whenever I was interviewing with Park Lane, and you probably were told this too, that usually in marketing, in multi-level marketing, network marketing, kind of when you break up the dollars that come in, what's generally on average in each company is about 30% of it goes to the field, 35% of it goes back into the sales force as incentives and compensation. About 35 or so, a third of it goes into, product development. And then the third of it goes into marketing and advertising and those types of things. Okay. Give or take some of those percentages. What I found out about Park Lane, which sometimes the biggest question that Scott Levine, the CEO, always says is the biggest question he gets is, how can y'all afford this? Because when the three brothers, so Park Lane, as you know, and for those that are listening that don't know, whenever that was started, we're 70 years strong now. I like to use the word old. We're 70 years strong.
Right. Absolutely.
But the was started in the 50s by this couple, Shirley and Art Levine. And in the 80s, three of their sons bought the company from them. It was not gifted to them, not given, willed, whatever. They purchased it from their parents. And so one of the things that was written into that contract, you may or may not know this, is that each of the owners could only take 2% of the profits, because it's a legacy that they're building. It's a legacy that they're continuing. And it's considered a legacy company. And so that allows them to not put 35% into the field as in terms of compensation and incentives, 75%. So that's that marketing plan that you're talking about that really cannot be built. That's the free jewelry for life program that we have. That's the 2 trips a year that they have for us to go on. That's the bonuses that they have. And then that's just your regular compensation. In this direct to point program that you're talking about, what that enables people to do is, as they are starting to build, they are coming in no different than if my husband, actually, he's VP of supply chain for the company that he's with. If he was to go to another company, I promise you, he would not take any position at any company for anything less than a VP, because that's what he has built with his experience. So that's how that program works. And the benefit of that is, as you start to build, you're earning higher commissions because you've earned that with your experience. And I don't know of another company that actually offers that. So they really consider you very experienced coming in. You have all of this knowledge and strengths that come with you. Okay, so let me talk to you about this. Sorry. Talk to me about jewelry, because you talked a little bit about it, but you've tried a few other things. Is there anything in terms of this product category that you feel why you landed back here. Not only just because you were known as the jewelry lady for 35 years and people were asking you. Tell me a little bit about how you feel as with this product in this industry.
Well, I did sample some other things, and they were wonderful companies. I don't have anything bad to say about them. For me, I think when you start in health and wellness, you've got to learn a lot. You have got to learn lots about the product, and they're always introducing new products. And there's a level of you've got to constantly be a student into that, because you're telling people things that are about their health, and but what I know about jewelry is joy. It is not hard. It is easy. Women feel better when they put it on. They love gifting it. And I say, even on my real estate job, it's hard. That's my hard job. But jewelry is just so fun. When I put jewelry on, I feel better. I can give somebody a gift, they feel better, and so it really doesn't take a lot. I mean, if you can, as I was telling some girls from a party that I was doing online, which is so great, you can just work from your home and hold up a pair of earrings. I said, if you can do this right here, you are trained. You're golden. That's all you have to do. You don't even have to like jewelry. But I promise the more you do it, the more you'll like it. It'll make you feel better too. But it's just easy. And women love it. They really do. In fact, I've reached out to a friend. I sent out some messages to friends, husbands, and I said, listen, I can help you out with your shopping. And one of them reached back and I said, listen, if you've already got a gift, we can make sure that you call me anytime. I can get you out of the doghouse, because jewelry, a little sparkle will get you out of the doghouse. And you know what? Those guys need help. So right now is the time to be reaching out and helping them.
I know. My husband, we ran into someone this morning at the coffee shop, another dad, and they were both bragging to each other about how they wait till the 24th to shop. Men, don't do that. I don't know who's listening. Don't do that. We can help you. You'll get more brownie points that way if you don't wait till the 24th, because we always know. Well, is there anything, Penny, we've been here for about 30 minutes now. Is there anything, if anybody is watching, that is, considering starting something like this again? Maybe they've done something like this before, whether they're currently dabbling, or maybe they've built something in the past and they're wondering, should I try something like this again? Or to the person, to the person that's watched you or watched someone that they know dabble in this business, have a little bit of a side income, or maybe even a lot of a side income on the side of a job, or they're considering bringing some extra additional income, maybe, and they're wondering if they should try something now or if they should try it later. Do you have anything to share with those people that you feel could help them make a decision?
I do. I think that, number one, let me speak to the 70-year legacy that Park Lane has. I know businesses come out and they look shiny and they look new and they look fresh. And you're thinking, oh, I need to jump on that. Most new businesses fail within their first year, and 70% of all new startup businesses fail in the first 2 to 5 years. You've got a company that is solid. That when I tell you that my granddaughters, I have 7 little granddaughters, their mom, and then my mom, this is what's so neat. My little granddaughters come in, they come in my jewelry room and they call me Pippa, and they're like, Pippa, we love this necklace. We love it. Then their moms come in and they're like, Mom, I really love this. And I really love this. And then my mom, she's like, oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. We have something for every woman, every age, every style, every season of life. And so I think you're coming into the number one gift item, and you have got a company that's financially solid and secure that's going to help you. You're going to have this company and a team, whoever you partner with, that going to come alongside you and help you. This is the perfect time to start. I always used to say all the time, hey, listen, join before the end of the year. It's a wonderful tax write-off to, get your jewelry as a tax deduction. You can't beat that. But then for the people that said, I've tried it before, what are my friends going to think? Who cares? Who cares? Because when you start worrying about, what are they going to think, they're not living your life. And you don't have to do what you did in the past. Maybe you're sitting there thinking, well, Penny, I hear this all the time. Oh, well, you're Penny. Well, let me tell you what, you're Allie, and you're Tish. We're all different, and you never have to be anybody else but you. And if it's just being the jewelry lady to your friends and family, and you just pull it out during the holiday seasons, and you are the seasonal jewel stylist that, you know, here they know that they can come shop with you during these seasons, you can meet those needs. And I don't know what it is. For me, it was several things. I have 12 grandchildren. There is a birthday every month. And so I needed a side hustle to take care of all these grandkids and all the adventures that I want to be on. And, you know, when women get to 50, sometimes they're thinking about downsizing their life. And then I hear people saying, I'm limited. I'm living, you know, I can't do that because we're on a limited income. I don't want to live a limited life. I want to be able to have this business where if I went to work for someone else, they would say, well, you're only worth this much to me, Penny. And after that, you know, you're going to work here. And then they might bring on somebody younger that has less, you know, experience, and they can pay less. And I don't want that. Allie, I'm going to say this. This is what's so neat. I was reading, I don't know, hopefully I can say this, but I love the play Wicked. And I was thinking about this. And if I could tell my story, this is kind of it. This is where I was. And maybe somebody out there is just like this. And I love the lyrics to Unlimited. It says, something is not the same. I'm going through with playing by the rules of someone else's game. I don't want to do that. I want to play by my own rules. It's too late for second guessing. It's too late to go back to sleep. It's time to trust my instincts, close my eyes, and leap. It's time to try defying gravity. I think I'm going to try defying gravity. Nothing's going to pull me down. And then this is what's so great for my team. This is what I'm telling them. Together, we're unlimited. With Park Lane behind us, we're unlimited. Together, we'll be the greatest team there's ever been. Dreams that we've planned them. If we work in tandem, there's no fight we cannot win. I'm defying gravity. And so that's where I am in this season of life. I'm defying gravity. I'm starting a new chapter. And I know there's so many people out there that have needs. Maybe they just need to start a new chapter. And I'm going to tell you, Park Lane is the place to be.
Oh, I love that. Penny, I think I'm going to join your team.
Come on. Come on.
What I love about what you just shared is you are very clear in your vision and your mission to serve other people, because of, like you're saying, the chapter that you're starting yourself. And thank you for joining me this morning. And thank you so much. And for all of y'all that are listening, I should have sprinkled this throughout. We're going to give away a piece of sparkle for all, for one lucky lady that has commented. I can't see the comments, so I don't know if we have a few or a lot of comments, but if you comment on this tomorrow morning, I'll pick a winner. If you watch the replay, comment replay. If you watch the live, comment. If you've watched the live, make sure and comment live. But thank you so much, Penny, for joining me. I know your story has inspired someone out there, maybe starting a new chapter or feeling weighed down and they want to defy gravity. I absolutely love that. And I'm so excited to see where your team is in another 60 days or 90 days, because what you guys have done so far is amazing.
Well, we have plenty of room, and we're saying, come on, join us. We'd love to have you. Thank you, Allie.
Thank you, Penny. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.